Yo, what's good? It's your boy Bike with another video. Today we are going to be reviewing the S8 Ultra versus the iPad Pro. Which one should you choose? Let's get into it. When you look at the display, the Ultra has a 14.6 inch display, 3K, 120 hertz. iPad Pro, 12.9 inch, 2.7K screen. When you look at the storage options, the Ultra, you have 8, 12, and 16 gigabytes of RAM option. The storage, 128, 256, 512 gigabytes of storage. And then you also can put a micro SD card up to 1 terabyte. When you look at the iPad Pro, the RAM is not disclosed, but the storage goes at 128, 256, 512 gigs, and then 1 terabyte and 2 terabytes. The S8 Ultra has a rectangle type of build to it, while the iPad Pro has a more squared off look. So let's take a look at the stylus. Now the S Pen comes with the S8 Ultra. The length of it is about 5.7 inches. It can be charged. It does use Bluetooth to use the different features and all of that other stuff, but you do not actually need to charge the S Pen up to actually draw. And when you're drawing on your tablet, the nib is made of plastic, kind of hard plastic, and then the very tip of the stylus is a very soft plastic, so it gives off a very soft feel. You get a bit of a grip when you draw with it. It's not slippery when you actually draw on the tablet, and it feels quite nice. Now when you look at the iPad Pro, they have the Apple Pencil. This Apple Pencil you have to pay for. It's about $100 plus. Sometimes you can catch it on sale, sometimes you can't. It's around $100. Now the length of it is around 6.5 inches, right? So it's a little bit longer than the S Pen. This pen has batteries and it needs to be charged to work, simply because it connects through Bluetooth. So if it's dead, it doesn't work. If it something going on with your Bluetooth connection, or the antennas in the pen or on the tablet, if they get messed up, your pen is not going to work. Now this nib is made of hard plastic, so as you're drawing on the screen, it kind of feels like you're skating on the screen. Now if you don't like that, you can purchase the paper-like screen protector that gives it a little bit more grain, a little bit more tooth to it. Now let's talk about the drawing applications. Now with the S8 Ultra, you have Clip Studio Paint, Infinite Painter, Krita, and all of these are excellent choices. Me personally, I like Infinite Painter, Krita, Sketchbook, and then Clip Studio Paint. All of these applications are good applications. Now when you go to the iPad Pro has, of course, Clip Studio Paint, Sketchbook, Infinite Painter, and they have Procreate. Now, my time when I was drawing using Procreate, this application ran very, very smooth. Very smooth. Interface was simple but powerful. You could do a lot of things. They had a lot of innovative things that I like dropping their take on the paint bucket tool, where you could just pick the color, drag it into the canvas, and boom, you change the color. I love that. So, and then when you talk about Clip Studio Paint versus Clip Studio Paint on the S8 Ultra versus the iPad, using it on the iPad, it's smoother. It's like it was well optimized for the iPad Pro. Very smooth. When I say that, I'm talking about zooming in. You zoom into the canvas, zoom out to the canvas. There's no like stutter. With the S8 Ultra, it's a bit of a stutter. You zoom in, zoom out, and things like that, and you wouldn't actually notice it unless you actually have drawn with the iPad Pro. So as far as the drawing applications, I'm gonna get that to the iPad Pro. They just have better drawing applications. So before we jump off the drawing application section, I wanted to mention that Android has an application called Super Display. And what this does is it turns your Android device basically into a second screen for your computer. And so what this allows you to do is you can use applications like Blender, Photoshop, desktop version of Krita, desktop version of Clip Studio Paint, your favorite desktop version of your drawing applications. You can use that on your tablet. Now, I know you have to have the particular setup. You have to have a, capable computer and things like that. But if you are set up for this, I think it'll be worth your while to, at least try out the Super Display application. And I actually did a video on that. You can check that out, link up above. And so using this application can kind of negate some of the pitfalls that the Android drawing app have, and you can just skip those and just use the desktop versions of those drawing applications. Now let's talk about accessories. Now when you're talking about the S8 Ultra, as far as accessories, they lacking. I can't even cap, they lacking on accessories. I recently did a review on the magnet stand made by Lulu Look. That's really the only magnet stand I can really find for the S8 Ultra. There's not a lot of accessories for just Android tablets, period, let alone Samsung tablets. Now, when you go over to the iPad Pro, they have an abundance of accessories. And one of these accessories is something called the Sketchpad Pro, which can really change the dynamic of you drawing on such a small screen. If you go to Etsy, they have like different alternatives to the Sketchpad Pro. Like they just got all types of different accessories. So when it comes down to accessories and really enhancing your drawing experience, the iPad Pro has the S8 Ultra beat. Now let's talk about the big bad ecosystem, because I hear this a lot. Even I've said it, but I hear this a lot in the comments when people are trying to figure out which one should I get, the S8 Ultra or the iPad Pro, Android or the iPad Pro. And some people bring up the ecosystem. I don't want to get involved with the Apple ecosystem. I would say the ecosystem does not apply here. And what I mean by that is simply because you buy a tablet, just as far as like drawing, right? Using this tablet for drawing. You buy the S8 Ultra, and just like I bought this magnetic stand. Well, this magnetic stand can only fit the S8 Ultra. You dig what I'm saying? I have different pens. These pens, I can't really use these pens on a Wacom tablet. You dig what I'm saying? So all of these, really the tablets are really almost like an ecosystem by themselves. So buying each one, you're buying into the ecosystem because you can't bring it out and use it on different types of products. So the ecosystem argument does not apply here. You need not worry about the ecosystem. Now let's talk about the price. Now, when you look at the S8 Ultra, it starts off at around $1,100 to $1,400. When you look at the iPad Pro, it starts off at $1,100 and it ends up at around $2,200. Now, to sum this all up, I think that the S8 Ultra is the best bang for your buck as far as the screen, the resolution. You have different stylus selections that you can choose from. And with the drawing app situation, just know that Android applications are going to be like second tier to the Procreates and things like that, but you can mitigate that with using the app Super Display and use your favorite desktop drawing applications. But then of course you have the S Pen, which is an excellent pen that actually comes with the tablet. And then you have other options as far as styluses from good quality companies. And then for the iPad, just know that right now you're gonna get a smaller screen, but it's in that kind of squared off ratio, which I like. I like the squared off ratio of the screen. And then you'll have to buy the Apple Pencil. It doesn't come with it, but you do get better quality applications like Procreate. You get more accessories to actually enhance your drawing experience. So I hope I gave you enough information so that you can go out and make a educated decision on which of these tablets you're going to be purchasing. But anyway, I'll holler at y'all next time. Believe that.